Hello, everyone. My name is Cassandra Freeman, and you are tuned into With Love with Tyco.
What's going on? It's Tyco here with my girl. Now, this woman here, I have followed her journey for years now, okay? She was on Single Ladies, Bel-Air. She has her own company out, okay? She has the longest running Peacock show in history on this platform, and Black. I'm here with my girl, Miss Cassandra Freeman.
Oh my God, I'm so honored to be here.
Can I tell you,
so much.
I get so much joy when I see you and the cast.
Oh.
I get so excited. It's kind of like it's my family.
Yes, it is your family.
It is. It
Yes.
feels like I'm like the cousin. Like,
Yes.
you know how on
Yes.
this Christmas,
Yes.
and they had the cousin, I forget his name, but the cousin was always there at the dinner and stuff like that. I feel that way when the press runs.
Yeah, well, we get excited when we see you because you do feel like you're a part of the family. There's certain people who've been with us like from day one. So every time we see, we're like, oh, look, okay, family, what you want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting so much time. So I'm glad we have an extended time today, Cassie.
Yeah.
Now, you know, this show, it's all about love, life, loss, and grief.
Mm.
And even though we are, quote unquote, losing a series, we've gained so much history, so much knowledge, so many like monumental nostalgic clips. I mean, there was an episode where Jabari and Ollie, they did the infamous dance that Will and Carlton has done. I mean, your doula was Janet Hubert, which is a full circle moment.
Right.
How do those little nuggets of history make you feel as you now can say that you have a show that was reimagined and done well?
It makes me feel, how does it make me feel? People keep saying that. I think because this has been such a long goodbye. Like, I don't think people realize you do a show, and then while you're doing the show, you get closer and closer to the end, and then that's a goodbye. And then you go out and do the press, and then that's a goodbye. And then the show comes out, and it's another goodbye. So to know that we've done those moments, I feel like this show really cared about the fans. And so I feel like when people see it, they'll feel like, oh, wow, like they actually cared about us getting what we wanted out of the show, too. I always said we felt like we had on white gloves trying to take fragile care of the legacy of Bel-Air.
And you guys took that.
Thank you.
I just love that you guys don't force it. You know how some shows, they try to like stuff down your throat, slip in nostalgia. I love that you guys did subtle nuggets.
Yeah, and sometimes people don't even notice the nuggets. Like, they're like, oh, was that a thing? It's like, yeah, you missed it. You didn't see that one.
You didn't catch it.
Yeah, like you really have to be like a forensic person to watch all of the original show and catch all the little Easter eggs that we placed.
And having those in position, like you have Tyra Banks, you've had both original on Livs. I mean, you've had the original Mother Will's mom on the show as well. And you were able to sit in that room with them. So I feel like you have done so much in so little time.
Well, I think people don't realize, you know, it didn't occur to me until the second season. But I was like, wait a minute, there is no show without Aunt Viv. That's her nephew, right? So she's the glue she's the one who's like, even in this series, she's like, no, we are bringing him. We are bringing him here. We are not going to give up on him. You know, so she's like the heart and warmth of the show.
You know, speaking of heart and warmth, we start with this segment called Love Like Mama, which is all I talk about my mom, because she was a big lover and she did everything with love. So as a mom and as an artist, where do you feel the biggest overlap happens for you? The place where motherhood most informs your creative choices?
I think, you know, it's funny to be a mom. It's such a weird world. They should give it another word. It's like, you know, to be a mom is to nurture, to be creative, to anticipate what the future might be for this thing that you're growing. It's to pay close attention to the smallest thing. You know, I love plants too. Like anyone who takes care of a plant, only that plant mom knows when like one leaf is hanging just a little bit off. You're like, what is happening here? So there's a heightened sensitivity to notice things that other people might just think are normal, might take for granted. That's where my artistry kicks in too. Like the things that I feel, I don't think it's wrong. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling this thing. There must be something there. Let me talk to the writer. And then you realize the writer like exposes something. Like motherhood and creativity are very much tied together because it's tied to a feeling. And it is to hope to anticipate the best outcome of a future for this wonderful child that you're raising and for this wonderful piece of art. You only intend the best.
Yeah. I feel like you only give us the best. You know, you're a mom in your real life as well. And I think it's so wonderful because, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong or not. I feel like you probably bring in some of your own motherhood tactics and ways of love into your character with Aunt Viv. And if I could be on this show, I would say the three kids and Will would describe Aunt Viv as nurturing, loving, powerful, resilient. What would your son describe you as? Like, not the resume, but the energy, the mother, the person, the being. Like, what would he say? What would you hope he'd say?
You know, I've heard my son talk to people about what it's like to have me as a mom. And he'll say things like, she's so, like, I'm way sillier than Aunt Viv, but also I have a 7-year-old. So it's a different part of life, right? So we see Aunt Viv in this show with older kids. So I have a 7-year-old. So I'm very playful. And like Aunt Viv, I talk about who he is, not who he's not. So when he messes up, I'm not like, what is wrong with you? You're never, no.
You don't get upset.
Very rarely. And when I do get upset, honey, he's just like, listen, no, okay. And I remember once I yelled at him very, like actually yell. It happens very rarely. And when I do, I always come back and I said, you know, I'm sorry. Mommy should have figured out another way to speak to you. And they'll be like, no, he's like, sometimes, Mom, you got to yell. Like, let's be honest. Like, me and Dad, you got to yell.
Yeah, so he's understanding.
He is. I think he always says to me, like, I want to have your life. Like, the way you can go out and you love people, but then you get to come home and just relax. Like, let me tell you, if my son takes away from this life that you do not have to be a mule, you can enjoy your life, work hard, but enjoy the journey of your life, then that to me is a win because that's what my mom showed me. My mom owned a business my entire life.
Okay. What
And
business?
she owned a nursing home,
Oh, I heard that.
many nursing homes. So I grew up around many older people and all of that. But my mom, when she would come home, she would have days when she wouldn't work, like during the week. So it sort of programmed me of like, oh, I'm not supposed to work 12, 15-hour days. And she's like, no, I just came home. Why don't we go out to, that's the same life I have. I'm like, I'm off today. What you doing? We gonna go and hang out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have a full, honey, go shopping, go explore things, you know. And that's how he feels. He has a very fun life with someone who constantly tells him how lucky I feel to be his mom.
You know, I feel like for me, it was the opposite for my mom. So my mom is a retired correctional officer. That was tough for her. Okay?
Yes, that's a lot.
She got that job when she was 20 through 24, and she had my older brother. She's like, okay, I have this child. I need to do something. Because her dreams, this is a full circle moment.
Yes, please.
Her dreams was to be a dancer. So she used to dance with Alvin Ailey when she was younger. Yeah, and she wanted to be an actress.
This is where this grace comes from.
So when she, you know, had me, and unfortunately she couldn't pursue that, I was telling her, she would ask me, like, tell me, what do you want to be? And at first I would say, you know, silly things like, like, oh, I want to be a bus driver because I was into cars.
Right.
But then I discovered Worlds Six Apart. And then I was falling in love with movies and shows.
Yes.
And then I was like, Mommy, I want to be a celebrity. And she said, okay. And she would work with me. Like, she put me in acting classes.
Yes, she did.
And she did all these things. And it never really stuck with me until I started doing this. And when she finally got to see it in full bloom, when I was 22, because I was doing this at 19, and she was a little bit hesitant, because in our world sometimes, when it comes to that monetary value, sometimes you're not able to get the big bucks when you first start out.
No, the patience is real.
Patient, you gotta be so patient. Like now, 9-10 years in, the money is coming in.
Yes, amen. And
Amen. Hello. But for her, she was like, okay, I really want to do this, but I'm so nervous. And when she started seeing me do this, and I'm talking to Oprah, I'm talking to all these names, me with the Bel-Air cast, and I would say like, oh, like, let's go to lunch today. And she's like, you off work? Then I'll be like, oh yeah, like I did my work today. I'm working from home full time. And we would go lunching, we would explore things. So It's so interesting because you describe what I was able to show my mom. Like you don't have to. This is a new age.
Yes, but also you ain't got two kids.
I don't have no two kids.
Honey, them two
So
kids.
like that was the caveat too.
Sir, you can make it all sorts of, but you know what? It's like she gave, I think what's amazing about having a kid, you give birth to other dreams, whether you pursued them or not. And, you know, my mom, she's a great speaker and she's like a pastor's wife, you know, and my father, oh my God, an amazing orator. I'm sure a lot of my presence comes from him, honey, because he was the first Black television news reporter, second in the state. He was just like a magnanimous personality. And I think when you have a kid, you, whether you know it or not, like you give birth to like certain prisms of your personality. So I'm sure to see you flourish, your mom was like, oh, this is me flourishing too.
That's what she would say.
Yes, I love that. Of course, look, a healthy parent is happy to see their child flourish.
That's what I'm saying. What would you want him to flourish into? Like if you know, do you think he might want to do acting? Do you think he's looking for like another passion? Like what do you think?
It's hard to say. My son, no kidding, could really be anything. I tell him all the time, he was born with like a lucky star. He was born with an energy where people want to do and give to him. He was born with such a bright light that he looks like a star. He looks like a model. He looks like a star, and he has this, like he's a comedian. His first joke was, what did the Apple say to the iPhone? Play Apple Music. And I was like, you just came up with that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, huh? And at the same time, he has like a very wise, philosophical soul. Like he'll say things, and I'm like, did I give birth to my father? Like, so, and he's an engineer. Like he builds things. Honey,
that's right.
honey, he builds things and he loves to cook. He does so many things. You know what I love? He is exactly what I hoped I would have, which was when I met his father, I had this vision and I thought if we had a kid, he could be anything because my husband's an artist. He's a music composer and sound designer for TV and film. So our house is filled with instruments. My husband can play every instrument by ear. Then you got me over here who I'm Miss Karaoke Queen, actress, speaker. And I was like, what would we create? So my husband inspired the idea for me to have a kid. I never wanted a kid until I met my husband and I played the real MVP, Wanda Durant story. Those two things coming together, I was like, we create such an interesting little person. And honey, he is. So I am happy. I think whatever he does, he's gonna be successful. I can't put no fences around him. I can't even imagine. Khalil Gibran, the great prophet, says, you know, your kids will live in a world that you will never know.
Yeah.
Like the life I lived, my parents never knew there'd be cell phones like this AI. You know what I'm saying? So I have no idea. There's a
advanced.
It's so advanced. So his world.
You know, speaking of that, you know, you've said that motherhood taught you to slow down and savor moments, which I think is beautiful. You know, what's a recent moment, big or small, that reminded you of your own humanity?
Just in general. A moment that reminded me of my own humanity. I mean, that's such a big question, like politically, historically, and personally. I just think on the personal note of it, it's so simple. And you only know if you know, which is every time I watch my son sleep, first of all, there's no peace like seeing your child sleep.
It's like an angel.
It's more than that. It's like this person's nervous system is calm, he feels safe, and he's warm, he's cared for. And when I see that, it makes me think about all the kids all over the world who don't have that. When you have one kid, it makes you think about all the kids everywhere else who don't have a safe home with food, with a mom and a dad, or two parents, two moms, two dads, whatever that is. Every time I see them sleep. So when we pray at night, we always say, dear God, send miracles to those who need miracles tonight.
I need to take that for myself. You are such a warm woman, and I think the way that you even display how you discuss your family is so warm. So I want to ask you this. Now, Bel-Air is obviously a cultural touchstone for Black families, especially Black mothers raising ambitious, complex children. Because that's how we all are. It doesn't matter what race you are.
That's exactly.
What did playing on Vid teach you about modern Black motherhood that surprised you the most?
I think we, I think every single person takes for granted how, even if you're the 1000th person to do what it is that you do,
Yeah.
the frequency of your voice, the frequency of your being was made for you to do it because only certain people will listen to you.
Yeah.
So like you doing this show, like you, just who you are, there will be people who you will wake up in ways that they didn't know they need to be awakened. So I feel like doing this show, like I'm with myself every day. Do I think I'm special? I'm not walking around like I'm special, I'm special. But when I hear what people say to me, like they love their skin color just because they see my color on the screen. Like just my particular complexion, my particular sound of my voice is healing and warm to people. And so it makes me think that about motherhood and life. Like we take for granted just the way we live and breathe is enough to make someone feel seen and loved.
You know, when I do watch on Vid, I do aspire to something like that. Only because the way that Aunt Viv has truly not only raised her children, but she continues to raise herself. And I think a lot of times we don't recognize that, like, you can still learn, and not like someone else has to raise you, but we are raising ourselves in different ways. So what is one thing that you feel like you continuously raise within yourself that you have now kind of locked in and now it's embedded in you?
I don't know if I can say what's been locked in. I think the process of growing up is realizing there are levels to understanding anything and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I thought 10 years ago, I knew for sure. 10 years later, I'm like, oof, I didn't realize there's a whole other level to this.
There's another level.
Aunt Viv is a very aspirational character, but what I love about this version of Aunt Viv is she's messy in the process. And so this season, for me, what I've learned from Aunt Viv is life is much more simple when you are in the driver's seat. Meaning, if I'm trying to drive a car, but I gave the keys to my husband, or I gave the keys to people I've never met, to my children, it becomes overwhelming. So in my personal life now, it's been really heavy on me saying, I gotta tell my truth so I can drive this car. I'll give you a simple example of this. I've been doing press, right? So at some point I was like New York to Orlando to Barbados to LA back to New York, like all these places, right? And it was Thanksgiving coming up, and my son and husband were like, so we're gonna go to Rochester for Thanksgiving. So after you leave LA, come here. Well, let me tell you, there are no direct flights there. It's like a 12, 14-hour day.
Yeah.
And I said, if I do that, I miss all of Thanksgiving, because that's the only day I would be able to travel on Thanksgiving. I said, I wouldn't get to see y'all till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Or I could just stay here, be with some friends, see y'all the next day. And they're like, oh, but we really want to see you. And I said, you know, guys, this is what I'm saying. So I put myself in the driver's seat. And I said, you know what? If this was 10 years ago, I would definitely get on that plane. But my health will not withstand this much travel.
No.
I said, so for me, what about we just do separate Thanksgivings? We'll talk. But I'm going to fly straight to New York after I leave LA. Because that's just a 5-hour flight. And then I can be calm. Because I have more press in 2 more days. So I have to think about my life as a marathon. And my son and husband both were like, well, no, you have to do that. Because honey, I've done all these flights and ended up in the hospital. Like it's a lot to get on plane after plane after plane. You mess it up with your sleep, your circadian. What are we talking about? But guess what? When you're not in the driver's seat, you give away your health to other people. You give away your happiness to other people. But when you tell people your actual truth, like, listen, my health is telling me I should do what is simple. Everyone agrees. But honey, all cats would have never done. I mean, like, no, you're right, I gotta be there. No.
I tell people no all the time. That's my favorite word, no. You know how kids love the word no?
Yes.
No.
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 I love a no. And I think people miss the self-esteem boost you get from a no. Because you're saying yes to yourself, to something that actually matters. But look, it takes a long time, especially if you're a people pleaser. And I am like a recovering people pleaser.
Used to.
Yes.
But then I kicked it in my Aries gear and I said, actually.
Listen, Aries, you are meant to be me first, you later. I'm
Yes, we're trying to be.
Yes.
You know, my second segment for you is called Her Heartbeat, and this is basically about legacy, softness, and just like how your heart beats in the world. So, you know, let me ask you this. Now, you, again, magnificent, strength, resilient, all of the things.
I love how you see me. Come on with me.
I see you, baby.
Okay, I'm resilient.
I see you. You know, what's a truth you finally accept about yourself that allowed you to stop fighting with the woman you used to be?
These some questions. Where my therapist?
Listen, I told you it was going to heal today, baby. Didn't I say that?
Ask me again. What's the question?
Yeah. So, you know, what's a truth you finally accepted about yourself
Oh, got it.
that allowed you to stop fighting with the woman you used to be?
Oh, honey. Okay, this might be one of them, and we'll see if another one comes. It's so small. It's huge. And that is, I have accepted that I am so silly and I am wise.
Yeah.
And both those people can live in the same building. And I say that because I used to be so shamed for like how silly and I'm always smiling and happy. I used to be
lucky, guys.
People used to shame me so much. And now I'm just like, I remember when I met my husband was like, you're so funny, but you're wise. You don't have to be funny. And I said, listen, you do not have to stay. I said, because this part of me shall stay.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time. I feel like that's when I found love, stability, and everything else. This is what I'm talking about. Being in the driver's seat is saying, this is who I am. This is what my light is. Sterling Brown has a great commencement speech that he gave at Stanford University. And he says, your goal being alive is to figure out your calling and to live firmly in that so your light can shine. It cannot shine if you are shaming the parts of yourself that you love, even though you know other people don't like it. They'll like it later.
They will.
Honey, it took 20 people to like all sorts of things about me. And then I realized, wait a minute, I just was around the wrong people.
Yeah. You need to be around the people that actually love you and matter to you.
Yes. And in that you get healthier, you get happier as well. Resilient is.
So, you know, tell me this too, Cassie. Now, you have such an amazing aura about yourself. It's like a really, really nurturing kind of spirit. So where in your life, aside from motherhood, aside from acting, etc., do you feel the most free in your life? And where do you think your spirit shines bright the most?
I think my spirit shines bright the most in front of like an audience of people doing exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
I think I was born for a community. I have a company on the side, Creatricity.
Yes.
And Creatricity really is like a part of like the bigger part of my calling, which is I love giving the microphone to other people to tell everyone what their gift is, and so everyone can also benefit from that gift. I feel the best when I'm able to tell people like what their brightest future is. Like, that is what I was born for. I was born to direct people and be like, if you ask, I will love to tell you, That's what I was born for.
Okay, so what if I asked you to give me a little something from myself?
But listen, we said this off camera. You said one of the first times I met you, I said, sir, what are you doing? You need to have your own talk show.
She did.
And look where we are.
She did. Let me tell y'all. We were, real quick, we were at the first premiere for Bel-Air in LA, and it was me, her, and the cast. We were on the dance floor having a good time. We had just hit press that day. So now we're having a good time. Drinks are flowing, food is there. Everyone's in there having a good time. We're celebrating this monumental moment. And I remember seeing Cassie on the dance floor. And I think it was her and Uncle Phil, and I want to say it was Simone in the area. And she just said, oh my God, like, you were the guy from earlier. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. And she was like, you are so good. Your questions are amazing. You need to have your own show. And she kept on saying that every time they would do press. Like season 2, she was like, Ty, we're waiting for your show.
What we waiting for, honey?
Essence Book in Hollywood. She was like, where's the show? So when I was able to book Cassie for this and make some history, this is my first time in this New York set with the person who kept on advocating.
Oh, I love this too much.
Show.
No.
You are also in your purpose.
Yeah. Listen, I see the best future for people. That's a part of my gift. I'm not everyone's prophet, but I'm many people's prophet. But I only tell if I've been invited.
I do too. Although some people I could see it and feel like, baby, let's try something else out.
Yes.
This might actually be better for you, baby. Now, when it comes to Aunt Viv, which I think is beautiful, this season, she's just like pulled into so many deeper artistic and personal crossroads. So, what's an emotional, I would say, truth or discovery that you were excited or nervous to unveil with Aunt Viv for this season?
Listen, I keep talking about there's the scene when Janet Hubert shows up. There's an episode, I can't remember what episode, 6 or 7, child. But working with Janet Hubert, like, sort of illuminated to me the truth of acting on like a cellular level. Like how you feel about me being here, and it's like such a full circle. Her being there, obviously, in a two full circle on camera, eye to eye acting. And there was no acting necessary. It was just being and releasing into second to second. So great acting is surrendering second to second and not caring if you even fail.
Was it like a passing of the baton kind of for you? Like when it was you and her in front of each other with like the duel scene? Like, what was that experience with Janet that you enjoyed the most?
I don't know if it's a passing of the baton. She has her own baton. I feel like it's almost more like someone knighting you. And they're like, welcome, like you have earned this. Because Janet Hubert is an icon. She is a legend all in her own right. I don't want to take her baton. I definitely just want to redirect the light back to her and be so grateful that she shined her light onto me.
I love that. Tell me something, Cassie. Now, I know we all have different wounds. I have wounds that, I've healed from and I've grown from. So, what's a wound that you didn't expect that turned into wisdom?
Oh, honey, I always say every wound becomes a skeleton key to unlock your future. Okay. And so for me to play Aunt Viv, okay, like you said, it's like part of this cultural touchstone. Let me tell you, when I was in high school, undergrad, I was always like, I was too white for everyone because of the way I speak.
I hate that.
I know, like, what's the thing about like everything about me was so
It's just
corny.
proper.
Imagine growing up, everyone telling you that you were corny and wrong, and then you get crowned to be Aunt Viv.
The blackest of the black.
The blackest.
Right.
So, so I just think it's hilarious. I think what makes the culture is that we're 10 toes down in accepting who we are. And that is me. So who I am is funny. Maybe I am a bit corny, I'm a bit silly, but I am only authentic and warm. I only want people to be seen and held.
Yeah.
And if that is what people see in me, and that's why I got Aunt Viv, then yes, I am part of the culture.
Hello.
And that was a wound that has fully been healed getting this role. I won't forget Morgan Cooper saying to me, Cassie, you are a vibe. That's why we cast you. Like, you're the vibe of Viv. And I was like, I'm the vibe. And I'm like, sir, you just healed me. So every day on that set was a healing. And every person who came on that set said that this would be the best day of their career. Vicki Thomas, who cast it, she was like, people always tell me this is the best day of their career. I'm like, yeah, because we want people to know that they feel seen and that they are seen and loved and held within the culture.
This is such a great segue from my last one, which you called the healing question. Now, we kind of talked about this on the press run a little bit, and you were really, passionate because there was only a lot of Black press who were really highlighting the show. And I think it's unfortunate because everyone can relate to it. So, when you look at our industry and when our shows are at the helm of the limelight and we're the only ones advocating and pushing for it, what are some things that you kind of remind yourself to not get frustrated, but not feel like, man, like I wish everyone would support this, but I'm happy my people are. Like, what keeps you together?
Do you know what? I had a huge aha moment, which was we are the global majority. There are people all over this world who write me from Kenya, South Africa, Brazil, like India. Do you understand me? Like, so I think we have to shift our perspective and think internationally. Internationally, we are very loved. Maybe in this country, we have been sent to like the minority corner, but there's nothing minority about us. We are very much so major. I am so proud that we love what we did because that's who it was for. Like, we made this for us, by us intentionally. I think the industry knows the power that we have. We have such great money making power. And every time the light comes over here, we save entire industries. Okay. Sinners killed it this season. Okay. Like nothing came second place other than K-pop Demons, which is also Netflix, also a person of color's story, imagination. So we're the global majority. Okay. And also, if you look at Issa Rae's documentary, Seen and Heard, what happens to us, it always happens. So I'm just part of the long line of history. When we look at this from like 1,000 miles from space, we'll be like, oh yeah, they're in that little world down there where they think black people are this thing.
Yeah.
But reality, like we are the blueprint, we are the heart. So I'm okay. If you love me, our people, listen, I will wear the crown very proudly.
And that's why Jen ignited you, baby. Okay. Did you have a good time with us today, Cassie?
Thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you so much.
To come back, baby.
Listen for everything for no reason too.
Hello.
Okay, hello.
Just act the fool with me.
Come on, please. I'm so excited for
Listen,
you.
folks at home, please make sure that you are streaming all episodes of Bel-Air. They all are out right now. You do not want to miss it. And if you, which is shocking, did not catch up with this season or the other seasons, take your behind a peacock and watch the longest running, most popular series and original only on that platform. And follow Cassie everywhere. Where can we find you at Cassie?
Cassie Damsel.
Okay.
Cassie,
Hello.
I'll be damseling.
We love you, baby. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
I so appreciate you, Ty.